Hey, what's up, guys? Nooch, Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe. Listen up. It's Waiver Wire Wednesday tomorrow. Tonight's a big night in fantasy football for waivers, and I feel like I owe you guys an apology. I feel like I'm assuming that people are on top of things, and I'm dumbing things down, and we got to pick it back up. Now, if you're trying to make the playoffs in your fantasy football league, you need to win the war. And how do you win the war? By winning your individual battles week to week, especially now, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10. The most buys. Now everybody's going on buys. I'm looking at matchups. Full receiver rooms are out on buys. Full running back rooms are out on buys. This is the time where, especially if you have fab money, you can't have paralysis by analysis or say you're saving it. You need to make those top 6 or top 4 to even have a chance for the money, for the prizes. So if you got both your running backs on a bye or like 4 or 5 receivers on a bye, this is the time where you need to pay attention to which waiver wire guys are the best to pick up. Now, we're going to go over a couple, maybe, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 guys that I think should be looked at for different reasons. The first one, we got a huge wrinkle as far as name recognition-wise. Julio Jones just signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, for me, that's an extended yawn. Julio has been battling turf toe his last 4 productive seasons with the Falcons years ago. Then you saw how when he came back onto the Bucs, nothing. Tom Brady threw him a fade last year. He fell on his knee. He was out for 4 more games. Julio Jones has been breaking down for a long time. I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. If you want to take a shot on Julio Jones, I think I would have to say that you're probably not paying attention much this year, and you're going south with your team. I would stay away from Julio Jones. Now, things that make more sense, let's say you have McCaffrey. There's injuries, there's things going on. If you have Christian McCaffrey, or if you need a running back, if your backs are on buys, you have to look at Jordan Mason. McCaffrey went down, it's ribs, oblique. They still don't know what it is with McCaffrey. So when you're behind the San Francisco offensive line, whether you're Elijah Mitchell or Jordan Mason, you're going to have opportunities to have a real big game, productive running game. But here's the thing. Here's why I have a problem with Jordan Mason this week. If we're going all the way to Monday, San Francisco plays Monday against Minnesota. If we don't know about McCaffrey's status on Saturday, Sunday, we can't bench our whole team and keep Mason in the starting lineup and then figure out McCaffrey's playing and screw ourselves. So for that reason alone, I wouldn't wager a lot or really go after Mason because there's too much unknown with the deepest game in the week, Monday night with the Niners and Vikings. But then keep looking. Another back, the Miami Dolphins, historically great offense. They're the best offensive football team that's ever been. They have the fastest team ever in the history of the NFL. They have a prolific, future, forward-thinking play caller, Mike McDaniel. The way he has guys in motion on offense. We'd be a fool to not look at the other Miami running back. They're not going to try to run Mostert into the ground. They're trying to win the proverbial war as well. So they're going to be, who's going to be the other back on Miami? We're waiting on Jeff Wilson. So if Jeff Wilson's on the waiver wire, he's coming off the IR, but he had a hurt finger or something. That has nothing to do with your legs. So we got to know, keep an eye. I'd go for Jeff Wilson right now because if they say he's playing, he's going to be the number 2 over Salvador Muhammad. Why? Because 2 weeks ago when A-Chain and Mostert were there and Muhammad, they were all healthy, Salvador Muhammad was a healthy scratch. That shows me he really wasn't ready. Last week he got in, scored a touchdown. So a guy that wasn't ready already scored. That's why you have to look at Muhammad and Jeff Wilson, more so Wilson, because Miami's offense is so prolific. It's a machine. If you get behind, you just got to drive the bus, basically, for production from a running back standpoint for the Dolphins. So I like Salvador Muhammad to just take a look. Another running back, Zach Evans. In contrast to what I just told you with the Niners and the Dolphins, Zach Evans, Rams, no. Stay away from him. When do Rams running backs ever produce? The answer, never. Where's Cam Akers? He's not even on the team anymore. Stay away from Zach Evans. Keep it moving. Now, this is a funny one. Jahmyr Gibbs is supposed to be back for the Lions. Looking real good this year, the Lions. Montgomery is out. We know that. However, last week, Craig Reynolds, the receiver, got 10 carries. He's a wide receiver, and he became the lead back. I hear he's the favorite guy on the team. Everybody loves Reynolds. So if he's a receiver, you might want to pick him up. You'll get carries and catches from him as a flex guy. He might be a good utility guy. And segue, and speaking of utility guys, remember Taysom Hill? You're probably like, what? Yeah, Taysom Hill. Keep an eye on him. If you're making spot starts this week, you might want to look at Taysom Hill. He's listed as a quarterback and a tight end, right? If your tight end's out or just not producing, Taysom Hill got a career high in targets last week. 8 targets, 7 catches, and he had 2 rushing touchdowns. And this is a guy you could play at tight end. So Taysom Hill is a sneaky waiver wire pickup this week. Might catch a few people sleeping with that one. So these are the ones I want to leave you with. I'm Nooch, Neighborhood Picks. Like, subscribe, share. Talk to you soon.